Hi everyone, my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we're going to be playing through a game that is currently on Kickstarter called Tether.
Yes, this game is designed by Mark McGee and published by How to Steam Broccoli, who are helping sponsor this playthrough. And in this game, Monique and I are going to be trying our best to competitively tether together astronauts that are lost in space.
That's right. They are drifting out there in space, and it is our job to save them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this game plays 2 players or up to 2 teams. And so today we're going to be showing you how to play the game as we play it, since it's a very quick one to play.
Now, if you are interested in this game, there's going to be a link to the campaign down in the description below, which you can check out at your leisure. And before we begin, if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing.
And with that, we are ready to begin. So if you'd please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all ready here for our 2-player game of Tether. Welcome to the vastness of space.
This.
AKA our tablecloth.
Yes.
Now, if you haven't noticed, this is strictly a card game. And so the way that the deck of cards work is this is a mirrored deck.
Mm-hmm.
The cards are numbered 1 to 98.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the cards work is the top number is one way and the bottom number is the inverse.
Right.
So for example, we have 59 and then on the opposite side, we have 95.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the start of the game, each player is given a hand of 5 cards each. So we're just going to go ahead and shuffle these cards real quick. And so here we are, fully shuffled with our starting hand of 5 cards, and you always start the game with 3 astronauts sideways who are currently adrift.
Yes.
Now, in playing this game, typically you'll be sitting across from your opponent. And so for this demonstration, we're going to be sitting on the same side of the table, but we'll be walking you through each step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for this is because over the course of the game, we are going to be connecting astronauts by putting them together in chronological numerical order. And so as an example, we have a 27 as well as a 28.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one player is going to be looking at the astronauts and connecting them vertically. And so in our playthrough today, that will be Naveen.
Me.
And orientation matters. So the number that he is looking at is going to be in the orientation that you can see it right now.
Sure.
So he's looking at the 27 as well as the 28. On the other hand, I, as his opponent, am going to be looking at the cards from this perspective. So I see currently an 82 and a 72.
Right.
In addition, I'm going to be building out numerical values going horizontally. So he's going vertically and I'm going horizontally. So if I were to have connected these 2 astronauts together, then I would play them like this, because it's the 27 and the 28 from my perspective, and it's going horizontally.
Yes.
So that is kind of how we're going to have to look at this game right now during our playthrough. But again, we will walk you through every step of the way. Mm-hmm. And so Naveen is going to be our start player today. And so the way that the game works is on your turn, you're either going to be connecting astronauts or you're going to set an astronaut adrift. Mm-hmm. A majority of the time, you're going to want to connect astronauts because our goal here is to create large groupings of astronauts in order to score points. When you connect an astronaut, the first thing that you do is you play a card from your hand face up in front of you.
Okay, I like your example. 28 seems to work pretty good.
Now again, Naveen is the vertical player and he's looking at the card from this orientation. So this is a 28.
Right.
After playing a card from your hand, you must then connect it to another astronaut. Yep. And this astronaut can come from your hand again, or it can come from another grouping of astronauts, which we'll see later on in the playthrough. Or it can connect to one of the adrift astronauts, which are the 3 that we have sideways over here.
Yes, so in our example earlier, I definitely want to do that. So we have 27 and 28 connecting because they go in ascending or descending numerical value.
Yes, because when connecting astronauts, they have to be in adjacent numerical values. So with the 28, he could have connected a 27 or a 29 had he had it.
Yep.
Now again, this is a mirrored deck. So if there was a 92 here, I believe that's right? Then that 92 would flip to a 29. So you can invert the card whichever way you want to when connecting it. Now, after connecting an astronaut, he can continue to add to this group from either the adrift astronauts or from the ones in his hand or from other groups like I was mentioning earlier.
Right.
But again, only in a vertical fashion. So it'd either have to be the 26 or the 29.
That's right.
So do you have those?
I do not as of right now. And you end your turn by drawing 1 card as long as you have less than 6 cards in your hand. So let's go ahead and do it.
All right, and then it is back to me, and now I can either connect an astronaut or set one adrift.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and connect an astronaut as well, and I'm going to play this card from my hand. So again, I'm seated over there technically, so this is a 73 to me.
Right.
Now I am the horizontal player. So technically, when I play this card out on the table, this is a separate group from the one that Naveen constructed.
Yep.
But because this is technically a 72 to me, I can connect this entire group to the card that I just played. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this card that I played over to that group. And now we have connected astronauts. And this is legal because I am the horizontal player, and this is 72 and 73, which are in chronological order. So now that I've connected my card to this group, I can actually continue playing cards to this specific group. If I have the 71 or the 74 or the 81 or the 83, I can play them.
That's right.
Now I don't. Right. So I am also going to end my turn by drawing a card. And so before we continue, I just want to mention what the whole purpose of this is. As soon as we've created a grouping of astronauts that are either 6, 10, or 14 in total size, then we score that grouping at the end of that player's turn.
Sure.
And the way that we score is you draw an imaginary rectangle around the entire group. And whoever the vertical player is going to get points equal to the height of that grouping.
Right.
And the horizontal player, which is me, I would get points equal to the width of that grouping. And so if it looked like this, Naveen would get 3 points and I would get 4 points.
That's right.
This is obviously a pretend example because we have cards here from
These are my
hand.
cards. I don't have to reshuffle.
But as soon as this is scored, we can continue adding to it. And as soon as this hits 10 cards in size, then we rescore it. As soon as it hits 14 cards in size, then we score it again. And this can happen to multiple groupings of cards because every time we connect astronauts, you technically create a new set.
That's right.
And so there are 3 different ways in which the game can end. As soon as a group of 14 has been scored, then the game immediately ends. Or if a player has at least 6 points more than their opponent, then the game ends. Yeah. Or if the deck runs out entirely, then each player gets 1 more turn and then the game ends. And at that point, whoever has the most points wins. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. We're still in the beginning stages of our gameplay.
Let me get my
but
cards
at least
back.
You have an idea as to what we're going to be doing throughout the game.
Yep.
Now, we haven't discussed the other action, which is setting an astronaut adrift, but we'll talk about it when we get there.
Sure.
So for now, it is back to you, Naveen.
Okay, so I am going to be placing out a new card, a new grouping. So this is a 9 to me and a 90 to Monique. And then I'm going to be adding another card to create a 9 and a 10 next to each other. So this is a completely separate group from this one over here. I'm not going to add any more, but I will draw a card because I have less than 6 in my hand.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. So now it's back to me. And even though these are 2 separate groupings, if we can figure out a way, these can technically get connected eventually.
Yep.
All right. So it looks like a 90 to me, and this is a 1.
Yes.
I'm actually going to start a new group of astronauts.
Okay.
I'm going to play this card, which to me is a 34.
Right.
And I'm going to connect it to this 33 over here.
Okay.
So I believe I'm going to play it this way.
That's right.
So that it's 33, 34. And can I connect anything else to this? I think that's it. So I'm going to end my turn by drawing a card, and now it's back to you.
Back to me. So now I'm going to set an astronaut adrift. The way you do this is you take a card from your hand and set it into the adrift pile sideways. After that, I can choose to either take one of the other adrift astronauts, or I can take one from the deck. I am going to take one from the deck.
Okay.
And then end my turn by drawing up another card as long as I have less than 6 in my hand, which I do. And I will take another one.
Perfect, because 6 is the hand limit.
That's right.
And also, you don't have to wait until you can't connect an astronaut. You can always choose to set an astronaut adrift, even if you still have other options.
There might be a way to hoard a bunch of cards so that at once you can play a bunch of cards.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, back to me, and I'm also going to set an astronaut adrift.
Off they go.
I think I'm going to play this over here, and I'm going to draw a card from the deck. I have 5 cards in my hand, so I'm going to end by drawing another one. So now it's back to you, Naveen.
Back to me. Oh, boy.
Did I set something up for you?
You might have.
I tend to do that in this
You might
game.
have.
I don't foresee. It's a very tricky game.
You wouldn't have known this because you've not seen these cards in my hand.
That's true.
Potentially card.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to be playing a 56, and this is going to be a new grouping. Now you have put out a 55. So let's go ahead and create. Now this is not attached to this one here, so let's just slide that away.
So now we have 4 different groups.
We have 4 different groups. Now I have the right to continue playing if I have the ability to, and I do have the ability to. I now have a 57 here. So this is this is getting kind of interesting. So this 75 though could potentially come and connect here if you have the 74. So we might see that in the future.
But the thing is, if you use a 47 on a different area, then that removes...
It could kill that card, and it's no longer in play. So that is going to be the end of my turn. I'm going to go ahead and draw up a card.
Oh, okay. All right, back to me. I'm going to connect an astronaut.
Oh,
and I'm playing this from my hand. So this is technically a 35 to me.
is.
And I'm horizontal, so I'm going to connect it to this group.
Ooh.
So now this is a size 3.
It is.
We have 3 size 3 groupings.
Right.
This one's a nice, even one. So if we continue building out this way, it can be friendly for us. But we both have our own set of groups that are specific to us.
I'm more vertical here. You're all horizontal there. So,
yes.
Okay.
Now I can continue connecting. It would be nice if I could connect this group to another one, but it doesn't look like I'm there yet. So that's going to be it for me.
Ooh,
I'm going to draw a card. Back to you.
All right. I have this card in my hand. I think I want to get it out. So it's an 11.
Yeah.
We're just going to place it right on top right there.
Okay.
Continuing that. I will not be adding any more to this. Even if I had other cards that can add to different groupings, you can only contribute to the grouping that you just played that round.
Yes.
So that's it for me. I'm just going to go ahead and draw.
Okay. Well, this is actually great. So I'm going to connect astronauts. I'm playing this 12 to me.
Okay.
And so I'm playing it out, and I'm going to connect it to this group over here.
Kind of break up my score here.
That's right. Yeah. I'm trying to add points for myself.
Right.
So this is an 11. At 12, I can continue adding to this. And so I could add a 2 if I had it, or an 89 or 91, or this fantastic 13. So I'm going to go ahead and add that over there. These are not connected.
Right.
This is its own grouping. And now it's a grouping of 5. So if we add one more card to this group, we're going to score it.
Right.
Let's see if we can do that. Hold on.
In this turn?
I don't think so. I think that's going to be it. And so if it starts getting a little bit confusing, the groupings of numbers are also color-coded. So as you can see, these 3 values are all in line together, and they're all this orange color. As it gets higher, it turns yellow, and then greens in the 50s, exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and end my turn by drawing a card, and now it's back to you, Naveen.
So now we're getting kind of into the moment of the game where you have to be very mindful of the orientation, not only for yourself, but what you could potentially leave for your opponent. So it's a little tough right now.
Yeah, I tend to set things up for Naveen, so we'll see.
Okay, so I think I want to break this up kind of like what you did over here.
What do you mean?
I'm going to go ahead and play this 42 onto that 43, going that way. That's going to be it. I don't think I can connect anything else from my perspective. Well, I wish I could. And I'm going to go ahead and draw.
Interesting. So this is a 24 to me.
It is.
All right, I'm going to set an astronaut adrift.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and place this here. Oh my gosh, I'm really wishing on my lucky stars that I'm not setting something up for Naveen.
Look at that 40.
And I'm going to pick this up into my hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to, let's see, I have 5 cards. I'm going to draw another card. It's back to you.
Oh, back to me. Okay, I think I'm also going to set an astronaut adrift. I'm going to go ahead and toss this one down. I'm going to take from the top of the deck, and then because I have less than 5, or less than 6, I'm going to take another one. All
right, back to me. I'm going to connect some astronauts. I'm going to create another grouping.
Another one.
So this is 77. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. It's 77, 77.
Right.
And then I'm going to play 78, going this way. And then I'm going to play 79.
Oh my gosh.
So this is its own group. We have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different groups. None of them have reached 6 yet, so we're not scoring quite yet. Let me see. Can I connect that to anything?
Well, the 77 is close to connecting to the 75.
Yeah,
there's a link that needs to be made.
I was really hoping I could find that before I had to do this, but here we are.
Alas.
So, alas, that is it. I'm going to draw a card now. It's back to you.
Wow, this is getting tight here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am also going to create something new.
Okay.
So let's just kind of keep this separated slightly. So I have this 50 here. So we're going to place that in there. And then I have this 49 from the adrift and this 51 from the adrift. So let's go ahead and just kind of slide this in. I'm shocked actually that we have not created quite yet. In previous plays, we've been able to smash them together. So good defensive moves. All right, I'm going to draw, and that's going to be it.
Is that what's going on
here? I think
here?
that's what's going on.
All right, I'm going to connect some astronauts, but before I do, I just want to move this grouping.
Okay.
I'm going to move it over here just for
you're going to do something.
Some space reasons.
What are you doing?
Okay, I hope that still makes sense. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you just moved it to make it more convenient for what you're about to do.
Yes, correct. I'm going to play this card.
Okay.
So this is a 95 to me.
Okay.
And I'm connecting this group because I have a 94 here. So 94, 95.
Yeah.
And then I can continue now adding to this group. So I'm going to play the 6 because this is a 5 and a 6. So, by the way, we haven't mentioned this until now, but as you can see, it only makes sense when you're looking at it from the person's perspective. Right. So, of course, a 95 doesn't go to a 6, but from our...
had you been sitting here looking at it horizontally 180 from what you do.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. And I do have one more to connect, and it is this last Adrift astronaut for the 4. So I believe we have our first scoring time. Yeah. Let me just confirm and make sure there's nothing else I can connect to this.
Well, there's no more Adrift astronauts.
No, that's going to be it. I cannot connect to anything more. So again, we've reached 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that is the first threshold for scoring. So we're going to go ahead and draw an imaginary rectangle around this. And because Naveen is the vertical player,
I get 3.
You get 3 points, and I'm the horizontal player, so the width is 3 cards long as well.
So score is 3-3.
Score is 3-3.
No harm, no foul.
Right. We still continue playing because, again, one of the endgame conditions is if one of the players has at least 6 points more than the other. So we're still good, and that's going to end my turn. So I'm going to draw a card. And it's back to you.
Okay. I think I have a fantastic card.
Uh-oh.
I think this 32 is going to be really, really good for me.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to put it here.
Okay.
So that creates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, let's go ahead and move around some cards first, because I believe that's off screen.
Now we've zoomed out a little bit. I just played this 32 on top of this 31. And this grouping is now going to connect to this Tether grouping over here.
Oh, no.
So this 32 is technically going to end up over here, right below the 33 over there.
So we're going to do some more arranging.
More arranging.
We'll be back. All right, so we've rearranged it once again. And now just so you know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different groups.
Right.
This is the one that we had previously scored, and this is the large one that Naveen just constructed by connecting the 33 to the 32. Now, once you're done adding cards to this group, we are going to score it because it is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
10 cards in length. So it's actually completely skipped the 6 card threshold and jumped straight to the 10, which is fine.
Yep.
So.
All right. So this is going to score again a 5-5 though. So because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, are you absolutely certain that you can't add anything else to it? There's no longer cards adrift. So if we want to have more adrift astronauts, we're going to have to set them adrift.
I should be focused here. Let's see. No, that is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and score.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and score. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 length. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 width. I don't know why I thought I was like getting better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're still tied here. The scores are
I thought it was some grandiose move, and then all of a sudden it was tied.
Yeah. 8-8.
8-8.
Here we go.
Okay.
Are you done with your turn?
Yeah, so I have to draw.
All right.
All right, give me the perfect card.
Oh, I wonder what the tiebreaker is. Because if this reaches 14, then that'll end the game. All right, well, it's back to me, and I'm going to connect some astronauts, even though I'm running out of cards in my hand.
Yeah.
So that's not great.
No.
But I have this 64.
Okay.
And it's going to go here.
Connect here.
So there's a little bit of shine on the cards over here, but we're just going to talk you through it.
So 64 is connecting to 65.
It's also connected to 63.
Okay.
So
anything
this is
else?
a 5. No.
This is Monique. Okay.
That is a 5 card. Is it 5?
It's 5.
Yeah, it's 5. It's a 5 card grouping. I don't think that. Can I connect anything else to it?
Well, you only have 1 card left.
Yeah, but wait, is there a group on the table?
Well, you have no. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
So that's gonna be it. All right, back to you.
Splendid.
Why?
I think I found a way.
To?
Finish it. Okay. I have
What do you
a
have?
54.
Oh no!
A glorious 54, which will sit on top of 53.
Okay.
Which will then have Mr. 55
Oh no!
going way vertical. So we're going to have to move some stuff around. But essentially, 55, 56, and 57 are going to go vertically beyond.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move all of the other groupings.
Everything else is gone.
That are unnecessary
This
at
is
the
going to
moment.
be 14 plus cards. So this is going to trigger the end game.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move these 3 groups just off the table.
Screen, yeah.
Because they are no longer going to apply if Naveen is going to end the game.
That's right.
All right, so this is the massive tether of astronauts that Naveen has just created.
Yes.
I guess any way that you need to save these astronauts, right? Doesn't matter what it looks like.
Vertical.
So there's actually a card up here that you probably can't see. But basically what happened is he connected this whole group up here to this group down here.
All by the 54.
All by
this
the
54 was really key for me.
Yes. And so this created a grouping of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 astronauts, which is going to end the game after we score it.
Right.
So these are not going to matter anymore. Let's go ahead and draw that imaginary rectangle that's going to be
It's
this
a narrow
much
rectangle.
in
I
width.
love it.
Let me score my points first.
Sure.
Because it looks like the width is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which is what it scored earlier.
Yes.
When it was a 10.
I score 5 points, which means my final score is going to be 13.
Right.
Well, Naveen, would you care to do the honors?
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I get 9. So we had a 9 by 5. So there we go.
So that is going to end the game. So our final scores are me with 13 to Naveen with 17.
17.
Good job.
I got it.
You are the astronaut savior today.
The most saved astronauts.
Yes. And just so you know, if we did end the game in a tie, the tiebreaker is the person who has fewer cards left in their hand.
That would have been you.
Not happening today. I've not won a game of this yet. I have to say. It is tricky. It is very tricky. Even with the, I will say, the added pressure right now of us sitting side by side.
You know what? It was a slight disadvantage to you because you had to read them upside down.
I needed that excuse.
Yes.
But there you go. That is Tether in a nutshell. It's a very quick game. It says about 15 minutes. Again, you can play in either 2 teams, and that's going to be a 2-on-2.
2v2.
And if you play 2v2, then your team is going to be sitting on one side of the table while the other team is on the other side. And you basically do this in 2 teams. Or you play it as a 2-player game in the way that we just demonstrated.
That's it. Now, this game is currently on Kickstarter, so if this interested you, there is a link to the campaign down in the description. Also, if you have any questions about anything you saw here, feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. And thank you all so much for watching the video. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more like this in the future, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.